Hello everyone, this is Mike Regan, GamingRing.com with Cory, Ledesma, Senior Creative Manager for THQ for Legends of Wrestlemania. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Now, I have these questions from our fans in the forums, GamingRing.com, and the first question is, how many Legends have alternate attire?
Ooh, that is a good question. I don't have an exact number on the top of my head. We do have a couple that do. Those Legends back in the day that were kind of known for two main personas, we made sure had their other costumes. So there's quite a few. I don't have a number off the top of my head, so I don't want you to quote me and be incorrect. But if I had to guess, I think there's around 10. So hopefully the fans don't hold me to that and get upset if there isn't. But I think there's around that many.
When did THQ start the process of the creation of the Legends of Wrestlemania?
It was about 2 years ago, I think, is when we're talking about the idea. Obviously, I think it translates perfectly as far as offering legend characters as well as an arcade-style gameplay experience. SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 is a simulation game, and we love the simulation game, but we also want to offer an arcadey, easier pick-up experience for fans that maybe enjoy that experience more, or maybe enjoyed wrestling back in the 80s and 90s. I feel maybe a little bit intimidated by the SmackDown vs. Raw experience. However, it's still a deep game, still really fun, but we wanted to make sure it kind of made you flash back to those old times and had that same kind of feel in the controls and the gameplay and the presentation. So 2 years ago we thought of this. We thought it'd be a perfect idea. Obviously we started offering Legends and SmackDown vs. Raw. We thought, you know what, they deserve their own game. They don't really deserve to be just an afterthought unlockable. Let's go ahead and blow them all out with footage from those actual events, with their own complete movesets, with their own gameplay style, with their own presentation. We thought that made a whole lot more sense than just having them be unlockables in SmackDown vs. Raw.
Now, obviously, the roster is a big feature for Legends of Wrestlemania. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of determining who's going to be in the game and who isn't going to be in the game, and what was the process like with THQ?
It's a very technical process. We want to make sure we get the legends in there that the fans want. There's obvious ones that are always on the top 10 of the list, right? Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, Ultimate Warrior. They're always going to be at the top of the list. However, it was the challenge of determining the bottom of the list and who would be on that roster. And so we did a lot of surveys, fan surveys. We pulled over 1,000 people and got their information. We got a lot of information from the WWE, who's the most popular on their end as well, from their DVD sales or whatever it was, and we got a lot of information, and we just went ahead and established our top 40, who we thought the most important should be in there, and the list just formed that way, and it was pretty easy actually. There's a lot of tough choices at the very bottom, like, oh, I really wish we could have had this guy or this guy, but I think overall we're extremely happy with the roster. We nailed the majority of the people that everyone was expecting. Of course, there's always a few that don't make it for different reasons, not just because we didn't want them in there because of legal reasons or because of contract reasons, whatever it was. But the majority of it, we're very happy with the roster.
One of the big features this year is the superstar from SmackDown versus Raw. Now, how does that work exactly?
Basically, if you own both games on the exact same console, let's say I bought SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 for the 360, and then I bought Legends for the 360, the Legends game is going to recognize that you've owned SmackDown vs. Raw, and it's going to go ahead and allow you to import all your characters. So we have an option on the main menu that allows you to import superstars from SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, all the superstars, there's no limitations except for downloadable content, and then also your creative superstars you can import from SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 as well. It's very easy to do, and basically it's a great opportunity for the fans to be able to have these fantasy matchups where they play, Randy Orton versus Hulk Hogan, or Sergeant Slaughter versus John Cena. Those kind of fantasy matchups they get to enjoy now. So it's something that we're very excited to be able to bring. Something that works very easy for the fans, and I think it's just a great opportunity to kind of merge both products and give additional value for the fans that like both games.
Is there any plan to continuing that feature going forward with future editions of WWE titles?
There's no doubt the feature is a big success. We're getting a lot of buzz about it. Fans seem to be very excited about it. So with that kind of success, we're not going to ignore it. We're going to see that it's very successful and want to probably use it in the future. I can't guarantee anything or go on the record saying we absolutely are, but I like the feature a lot. I think the fans do. I think it would be a possibility of us exploring doing stuff like that in the future. Absolutely.
And Legends of WrestleMania features a combo signature and finisher system. What was the mentality behind the design choice of how finishers and signatures work?
Well, really, it kind of blended into the combo system. We really like the combo system because there's a new opportunity to do a wrestling game different than we've done in the past. This cool combo system allows you to string together moves, and we have kind of a leveling system that works. As you move up your level grid to 1, 2, and 3, then you're able to pull off your signature finisher moves. And we thought that progression throughout a match felt fun, felt authentic. It felt like a more of an arcadey experience, and so I think the reason we did that is because of the combo system, and we were really excited about the combo system. We thought it worked really well, and so we thought it made sense to go ahead and tie those finishers into that system.
What was the team done for the fanfare and roots to the 80s, 90s wrestling gamer and WWE product at the time?
Can you say that again?
What has the team done for the fanfare and roots to the 80s, 90s wrestling gamer and WWE product of the time?
Yeah, basically, people that watch wrestling in the 80s and 90s are going to be able to relate heavily to this game. The reason is because we focus a lot of effort on authenticity. We also focus a lot of effort about pulling old footage and having the WWE create these great video montages for us of the old feuds in the past with all these great legends. We offer that in the game, over an hour of this footage, and it's tied into a lot of our single-player mode, which is the ability to relive, rewrite, or redefine the Wrestlemania matches. So that footage ties in nicely there. So I think a lot of the fans from that era will be able to see that footage, kind of remember how funny it was, or how dramatic it was, or how much they liked it, kind of fall in love with that again, and then be able to experience a simple gameplay mechanic that is fun and easy to do. And I think that is going to appeal a lot to those fans.
Now, there's a huge online community with SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. What kind of online features are supported in this game?
We focus just mainly on offering the gameplay experience, the match types, and just having basic rankings up there. Obviously, it's our first year at the title, so that was the first thing we did just to get up to speed online. We knew it was important to offer online experience. We didn't want to not have that this year, but we only focus on those core features, make sure those are implemented and nicely tuned, and then in the future, we could talk about the possibility of adding some new online features.
Here's a question. Now, the team developing this title, is it the same team behind SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, or is it a separate team that developed Day of Reckoning and Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah, it's a completely different team. This team didn't work on SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 and didn't work on the Wrestle Kingdom or Day of Reckoning game. It's a new team, so the engine's built from the ground up. Doesn't share a lot from